welcome to this Star Trek Discovery, Episode 3, Context of the Kings, recap and reaction. So I'm Peter, and I'm back again with my first mate.
First mate, I got an upgrade, nice.
Who is?
Jacob, Jacob, yeah.
Unfortunately, we lost Commander Callum.
We
had to...
shot him.
We had to put him out the airlock. But if he comes back, well, we'll have to face that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah.
So, overall, I would say, like some reactions of Context of Kings. I've seen a lot of people say it feels like it's like a new pilot.
It's... My thing of it is it feels like 3 episodes smushed into one.
Yeah,
It feels like there are 3 different plots that only contain in this episode that just are all smushed together. Like the opening in the prison ship.
Yeah.
The show. That's the opening. We have 6 months later, Michael's on the prison ship. That opening reminded me of Midnight, the Doctor Who episode. Do you know, I was just went, oh, cool, we're going to get like an episode where they're trapped on the shuttle, they've got to like science it and, get it out and it's cool. No, the Discovery just comes and picks them up in the tracked beam. And
I mean, I was glad for this episode we got pretty much all the main casts finally confirmed, because obviously in the first 2 episodes, half the...
No one was safe.
Well, it was also that, but Jason Isaacs, the science officer, Satsmets, I'm not sure...
Saru?
Not Saru, the science officer who's in charge of Michael. The one who's like...
Oh, the guy that's a bit of a...
Yeah, I can't... Well, you also
I'm trying to think of a polite word for him.
Bit of an a-hole.
Yeah.
That's and Tilly, who also is like a new recurring one. But yeah, I think it was a lot far more positivity to this episode than there has the previous 2, because the previous 2 felt like it was a proper, almost like a war, more battles. But
it is set during wartime. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost certain at this point, this is the 4-year Klingon War. They're setting it in.
It probably is because they mentioned about winning the war, and if this is set 10 years before the original trilogy, original series, not trilogy. Sorry.
Yeah, this must be the 4-year Klingon War.
Yeah. But I mean, I thought there were a lot of positives in this episode. There was a different sort of theme. It was like ominous, but like you weren't sure, because like Lorca, the captain, he gave off the impression that he was obviously trying to win the war. So you think, he's on our side.
Yeah.
He's more like a how is he going to do it? What would he do to win this war? And this is do Starfleet keeps their morals, or do they break them to win the battle?
They're trying to Cisco it almost. It's like Cisco was the first sort of Starfleet captain, commander, because he was in charge of the Deep Space Nine, that was more militarized, and he was a bit more. He did a few things that Starfleet frowned upon, and that's kind of what I feel like they're trying to do with this new captain. They're trying to Cisco him.
Well, because like even with the security officer Landry, she seems far more aggressive, more military-minded.
She seems a bit wooden as well, acting-wise.
Well, she's actually is the former Battlestar Galactica actress as well.
Oh, she is, isn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
Yeah. She's Troy off Battlestar. I haven't seen her in a while, but...
Can I just say, though, reiterate, the Discovery is a damn ugly ship, in my opinion. I really don't like the design of the Discovery.
Was the Glenn similar?
The Glenn was basically the same. The Glenn looked slightly nicer because, to me, the Glenn looked like, the triangle bit at the back wasn't as big on the Glenn. It looked a bit sleeker. The Glenn actually looked, I don't know, they might be identical, but to me, the Glenn looked slightly nicer. Maybe it was just the angle we saw it at. Can I just say, though, 1, why is there a Tribble on his desk?
Yeah, I was like, that was a bit odd. And then it was like, he had the fortune cookies. The
fortune cookies, yeah. But that was family business, I think, so I can excuse that. But the Tribble is like, well, no. Starfleet's first contact with Tribbles is in the episode Troubles with Tribbles in the original series.
Unless it's not a Tribble.
No, it says, because I watched it with subtitles, it says Tribble Coos in the subtitles. It's a Tribble. He's got a Tribble on his desk, and it's like, don't feed that thing, or else you're having like.
But the thing I was thinking, in the episode, you get the whole spores, travel, and potentially weapon.
Yeah.
But that isn't in the original series.
No.
Or
This is
clearly this must
brand
fail.
new tech.
This must fail, or must do something that they're pushing some sort.
Hide it or something.
Or some sort of alternate reality. They transport them some reason.
Wait, you've played Mass Effect, right?
Yeah.
Do you know when you see the captain for the first time and he's facing the thing and he's like, sorry about the light.
Oh,
It
yeah.
zooms in on his eyes. Did you notice what I noticed? He had the elusive man's eyes for a bit. Like, his eyes had all the flecks in it. And, his eyes look like the elusive man's.
That's now. I get Martin Sheen pop up now. Just wait for that one.
But, some of the dialogue in this episode was... Like him saying, I need to suffer light change slowly. I like to think it makes me mysterious. It's like, no, who wrote that? And more importantly, who thought that was a good line?
I mean, they should just cut the whole thing out and just made him like a standard captain rather than
Yeah.
like, oh, the light thing, because I'm guessing what happens later on.
Well,
They're gonna ignore that eventually.
they ignore it in this episode. He walks into a very well lit room.
I'm surprised he's not should wear sunglasses all
Yeah,
the
he should
time.
wear shades or something, Or
Now-
like one of the Geordie LaForge style
I mean, if
visors.
they've all got cybernetics and whatnot. I'm surprised he wants to keep his own original eyes.
Well, that's what he said, yeah. He said, this is the best I can do if I want to keep my own eyes. It's like, why would you want to keep your own eyes when you have cool robot eyes?
You win the war with those cool robot eyes. Yes.
And the black
Badges?
badges.
Are they meant to be some sort of secret
See, I kind of like the uniform design for this. If it wasn't the fact that it doesn't look anything... It looks more a lot of this looks more futuristic than the original series. And it's set before the original series.
So I watched a little bit of Enterprise.
Yeah.
And the sort of uniform is probably more similar to that than
Yeah.
the original series. Like they obviously red, yellow, etc. But if they're making it so close, I mean, they'd have to have a radical uniform change. Like,
Oh, yeah.
all right, change the uniform now. Everyone stand.
To a more boring looking uniform.
Yeah.
It's just
I
block
mean,
colours.
if it was set if it was set after all the other series, then you wouldn't have to worry about new aliens, new technology.
They should have done. They should have just played it safe and just gone, this is a new one. Or just set it around the Deep Space Nine time period.
Or even just split it off into it's gone in some sort of parallel. So if the spores and some accident that gets transported to another universe, I'd be like, fair enough. I would take that.
I think that might be. There's a few hints. I don't know if they're hints. I don't know if they're just continuity errors. But there are a few things that have popped up throughout this, like in this episode, especially at the Tribble, right at the end in that guy's room of things. He's got I can't remember what it is. It's a type of rat or something. It's one of the dead things you see. But those don't pop up for another 300 years. And he's got a dead one on his table.
Yeah, you wonder
I'm
if
just I'm wondering if some of this this spore stuff might have time travel, and this might be the birth of the temporal agents, or this might be somehow they might be rewriting the temporal Cold War or something.
Oh, yeah,
So
because there has been things said about the Terran Empire.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they'd even do that.
I heard that there's going to be a Mirror Universe episode.
Because they'd have to either pause the plot.
Yeah. Or have it be something goes wrong with this drive and it shunts them into the Mirror Universe.
Yeah.
Which is probably what's going to happen for the Mirror Universe episode.
That'd probably be better just put them in the alternate universe rather than, we're going to pause the plot for an episode or two, because everyone was like, but I don't care about these characters. I care about these characters. I mean, I don't know how much you care about characters. And at the moment...
To be fair, Mirror Universe characters are usually better anyway. I love the Mirror Universe characters because they're always so weird and just
extreme.
Insane and extreme, and it's like Mirror Universe Worf is amazing. He's the big boss of the Klingon Empire.
I think that wraps up our some overall impressions.
Yeah.
So we're gonna probably we'll go into the recap now. So we start off, Michael and 3 other prisoners
Yeah.
are on a shuttle.
Are they ever named? I don't think
Yeah,
you ever...
they are. Well, they're not. I'm not sure they're named on screen.
Ah, right.
But the wiki does give that information.
Right.
So it's meant to be 6 months later. They've been transported to a new prison colony.
Yeah.
So mining
or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other prisoners, who are actually one of them, I looked it up. One called Cold, one with the beard, is actually Elias Tovexis, who plays Adam Jensen in Deus Ex, and he's also made an appearance in The Expanse.
Oh.
And the other female prisoner has also appeared in The Expanse as well.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Well,
everyone keeps recommending The Expanse to me, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it eventually.
Well, the other guy was like a former martial arts, so
yeah,
not further, unless he pops up in the next season of The Expanse to complete the Expanse collection. Because I noticed later on in the episode when you're actually speaking, you do notice I was waiting for him because you said I didn't ask for this, but I'm not going to do an impression here because I would not do an awful impression of Adam Jensen.
Oh, yeah.
But it was
just talk like you've got a mouthful of gravel.
Oh, I never asked for this. So that was awful. That was awful. But yes, they mention that there are probably over 8,000 people that died since the start of the war, which
8,186.
86.
No,
Which,
85, because they say let's make it 8,186 when they go to kill her.
But I'm actually thinking 6 months of fighting with the Klingons.
Yeah.
And they've only lost 8,000 people, and I was thinking that actually seems pretty low.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they've had that few casualties when it's like 6 months of war. I mean,
unless that was just in the initial attack. Because they did lose a lot.
Yeah, a lot of ships.
Like there were like what? How many?
Well, there was at least
15 starships.
Yeah, and there were 24 on the other side.
Yeah, and like a load of starships turned up. Like if you think some of the starships can have crews of literally hundreds or thousands of people, it's not out of the realms to think that it was just that one battle that they lost 8,000 people.
But I'm thinking it's meant to be overall.
Yeah.
Which does seem relatively low.
Yeah.
And if it's some sort of like stalemate fight, then I'd have thought there'd be a lot more. But there was like, as we go with the shuttle section, there's like some sort of weird electronic bugs. Bugs are eating electric.
Yeah. She says species something.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's lightning bugs or something that, feed off the electricity of the ship, and they're going to strand us until either we run out of air or freeze, whichever one happens first. I'm going to tell you, the freezing would happen first. The freezing would happen very quickly.
Yeah, because there'd be no power.
Yeah.
And then all the heat is gone.
Yeah.
And then the power goes out. So, and she says, "Oh, don't worry, the power will sort out." And doof, there she goes.
What happened to her? That's what I want to know.
It said safety cable detached.
Detached. It's like, what happened? Did she just? It's just one of the few things in the episode that made me go, well, like, why did she die?
I mean, I think it was Discovery did it.
Yeah.
That's what my suspicions are. But obviously you can't really confirm it, and I think probably no one's going to mention it again.
Oh yeah, it's just one of those things. She died. They didn't even mention the fact she died when they docked with it or anything.
Yeah, it's like, oh, here you go.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there was like, because on the loudspeaker, oh yeah, you need to go out and fix it.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a co-pilot.
Yeah, same.
But it's like, oh, the pilot's dead, auto parts failing. Wait, is there another? I thought there was another guy.
Yeah.
But doesn't look like there was. But anyway, they get picked up by the Discovery.
And they lose the chance to do a really good midnight style episode.
There, and then we pan out and see the Discovery in its
glory. You could say, yeah. It's I do not like the Discovery. I don't know why. I just don't like it. I don't like the fact that the saucer has a gap in it. Why does the saucer have a gap in it? It's like structurally unsound.
I don't know how safe the whole saucer thing would be in the first place, but
I mean, yeah, but don't put holes in your saucer.
So they're escorted. The ship is taken onto the Discovery, and the prisoners are escorted out by security personnel.
Yeah. And
then you get the commander, security officer Ellen Landry, who was played by Battlestar Galactica actress Rika Sharma. I think I'm pronouncing it awfully, most likely, but Yeah, I thought she was pretty good in Battlestar, but I think she's also trying to play a really hardened security officer.
Again, I haven't watched Battlestar. I need to watch that too.
Yeah, but it's like she was sitting there, Starfleet's first mutineer,
Yeah.
which is kind of surprising. I don't know how long Starfleet's even been around at this point. At least 50 years, probably.
Maybe a few hundred, I think. Because they've got the Federation of Planets now. So.
Because I'm not sure this thing. Because Enterprise were the first Federation where it's first formed.
Yeah.
And this must be, was it 90, perhaps 90 years after that?
So it's about 100 years.
Yeah, so you think you'd thought there'd be mutineers within a whole 90-year history.
Starfleet's usually very picky about who they let on the ships, especially who they let become first mate and stuff.
Well, but I thought that was slightly odd, considering it's like it's not really a military. It's not really a military organization properly.
Yeah.
So mutinies, I wouldn't be sure how often it happened, but they'd still think within 90 years, 100 years of history, you'd probably get the odd ones here or there. But I guess not. But they're escorted for the ship, and they mention about black badges.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking this was some sort of like heavy security at certain sections.
Yeah, and this is the first time we've seen black badges. This is the first time we've really seen different coloured badges to signify things. Usually it's just the uniform. But, you know, I think they just wanted to look cool and sleek and, look, we're Black Ops. If you're Black Ops, the last thing you want to do is have a black badge that tells people you're Black Ops. Kind of negates the point of being Black Ops.
Well, because they mentioned a thing about like a science ship.
Yeah.
Then, well, what sort of science they do, and obviously you need heavy security to actually stop anything that happens to be, if you have to, kill everything. That seems like the heavy officer duty. Like, it's go wrong, slaughter the crew.
Well, then we get Elusive Man's appearance,
well,
I will refuse to call him. Well, we see Saru actually.
We actually a little bit before that.
Yeah.
They decide to feed him, so they go into the canteen area, and we actually run into one of the 4 members of the Shenzhou.
Yeah, the woman with the like.
Yeah, she had some sort of cybernetic implant, where she used to have a full head of hair.
Yeah.
So it must be obviously injury battle, but I'm guessing she'll probably pop up again. But it's probably nice to get people rather like the whole of Shenzhou was obliterated.
Yeah,
because we get
a few survivors.
Yeah, so we get Saru and her coming back into it.
Yeah, and then Michael uses some of her Vulcan martial arts to kick the ever-living hell out of the prisoners.
Yep, and that's the last we see of those prisoners after that.
Well, you see them in passing and stuff in certain scenes and stuff. Yeah. My favourite thing is when it's about to kick off, and one of the security people raises their phaser rifle, and someone else puts it down, like, you're not going to need that.
But I think it was also because you're thinking, well, she gets beaten up, we don't care.
Yeah,
if she beats Emma, we don't care.
Yeah, they're prisoners. Either way, we don't care.
They fight between each other. When it's done, mop it up. Just like Landry just pops up and goes, yep, that'll do.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
It's like, Vulcan martial arts. And it's like, Vulcans should stick to logic. It's like, logic applies to literally everything, including martial arts.
You logically hit them here, logically hit them there.
Yeah.
So she takes him up to the bridge, where she first sees Saru.
Yeah, Saru sort of he's sat in the captain's chair.
Gives her a look,
and just sort of turns around.
Yeah, doesn't actually say anything to her at that point.
Yeah.
And she's taken into the captain, Gabriel Lorca, played by Jason Isaacs. And
the Elusive Man.
And I have to say now, hello to Jason Isaacs. You don't know. This is a reference from a movie podcast I listen to, so you don't get that. So nope.
No, but he's the Elusive Man. I will refuse to call him anything other than the Elusive Man, because it just once I noticed that he looked like the Elusive Man and he had the Elusive Man's eyes, all I can see in everything he does is the Elusive Man. So secretly, this isn't in the Star Trek universe. This is in the Mass Effect universe, and this is actually secretly Cerberus. This is a Cerberus research ship.
Cerberus cross mirror universe. Pick up Starfleet. But yeah, it's like he actually mentions there's sort of like a food crisis. Because they mentioned they mentioned about the fortune cookies.
So you've got replicator technology. You have no shortage anymore.
Yeah, so why...
And you have to supply the stuff for the... I suppose if the Klingons are hitting your supply lines for the replicator fluid, I think. Is it fluid? I'm going to assume it's a fluid.
Yeah, so it's like there's some sort of problem, because obviously the Klingons must be doing some serious damage if you can't
If you're
having to grow the food again.
yeah.
But she's confused by why she's been brought up to the bridge first of all.
Yeah.
And why she's orders Lorca's saying, "Oh, we just happened to be in the area and picked you up."
Nah, he totally.
Yeah, it's like
He totally puppeteered this
Yeah.
entire situation. I don't know why I actually did the hand gesture there. No one can see me other than you.
yes. There's no video for this footage, but yeah, he says that anyone on my ship is going to be useful.
Yeah. Apart from maybe the other three.
Yeah, because they're. But she's like, "Oh, well, if you put in the brig, you're going to kill someone."
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure if she would, but.
Well, I think it was more. No, I think that was more. If you're put in the brig, you'll die because of the other prisoners.
Yeah, well. But she refuses to help. I'll serve my punishment.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, like, you can help. Your punishment is to serve us.
Yeah.
That's your new punishment. That's why I thought Jason Isaacs should have been in the previous episode to say, you will serve your sentence on this ship by doing this. By doing it, she's like, "Oh no, I've been sentenced to this. I'm going to keep out by going to prison." Because like, well, you want to. He's like, "I want to finish this fight. I want to finish the war, and you're going to help me do it." And she's like, "Nah, I'd rather just go to prison, do nothing."
This is that conversation you just had is the conversation at the end of the episode, not this conversation.
No, it's this one as well.
Less so. He doesn't say the whole "you're going to help me end the war" thing until the next
Yeah,
conversation.
but they're both.
Yeah, they're
it's
they're sort of mirrored to each other, but
it's still like she's essentially refusing.
yeah.
But what did you think of that? I thought it was.
I could sort of understand it. You know, she was raised on Vulcan, so she logically to her, she's a prisoner. That's what she is right now. She's stripped of rank. She has no place aboard this ship. She is just a prisoner.
That's fair enough. So we move on to the next scene where she's been escorted to her new quarters,
and we get
an annoying flatmate, roommate.
Autistic girl. She seems like they're trying to
Say she's some sort of problems.
One of the first things she said is, "Oh, they said I couldn't have a roommate because my special needs, but now I'm getting a roommate." But then she said something about being allergic to stuff, and that's it. But then I don't know. If they'd have just, some people have been like, "Oh, they've been too blunt about it." But if they'd have come out and just gone, "She's autistic," and literally have her say she's autistic, that would have been a lot better because it doesn't leave us questioning.
Yeah, I think it's like very vague.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, if she was like, oh, I don't know if they could do like a fart joke, like, oh, she's gassy or whatever, and because
Asperger's or something, you know.
Yeah, but I mean,
I quite like her though.
Yeah, she seems nice.
She grew on me. She grew on me.
But then it's like a black alert occurs,
Yeah.
and then she gets quite scared of what's going on, curls up, and all the water starts floating in the air and crashes back down.
Where is it? It's just there. That's what I wrote.
Yeah.
Just black alert. What is a black alert?
How, is it worse? What's the word? Is it worse than red alert?
Well,
red alert is battle stations.
The only other black alert I really know of is in hospitals and stuff. A few things. There are black, but black alert is usually bomb.
Yeah.
Black alert usually means there's a bomb somewhere.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought it was quite interesting because they refuse. She says, "Oh, have you been briefed?"
Yeah.
And then basically refuses to say what that situation is.
Well, I can understand that because if it's if it's classified.
Oh no, but it's like a little bit of a mystery. Like you're not actually sure what's going on.
Okay, this is plot like number 2 in this episode.
Yeah. So plot number 1 is why the hell is even they picked up.
Yeah. Plot
2 is what is going on this ship.
Yeah. It feels like there's like 3 episodes meshed into one here.
Oh, and then the next part we got so Burnham runs into Saru.
Before this, Michael's been really flat and just weird.
Yeah.
Just not. Her character has been all over the place.
You don't know what to do. Is she can be emotional? She can be stoic, and
she's just. I'm kind of starting to agree with Callum. I'm not liking her. She's all over the place. She has no consistency in these episodes.
I would say that I quite liked when Saru runs into her. And basically it's like, I'm going to protect my captain like you didn't. And it's like, ooh, burn.
I wrote down, Saru was like saying, you know, you're something to be feared and stuff. but I wrote on the exact quote as, "I intend to do a better job of protecting my captain than you did."
It's like, ooh, you need a.
Yeah, it's like Saru, the burn.
She needs to go to the medical facility to recover from
Yeah.
that. It's like, ooh. It's like, what, 6 months, like, I've perfected my
But like,
giving shade.
that's the thing. Saru, Michael just comes up to Saru at first and basically says, "I'm sorry," and has all the whole thing, and he's like, "I believe that you feel regret, but you're dangerous," and then he drops the bomb of, "I'm going to do a better job than you."
I quite like Saru.
Yeah, Saru is quickly becoming one of my favourite characters.
So
Although, can I just say?
Yep.
It says that this Discovery has over 300 different scientific missions running at the same time.
how big is this ship?
I don't know, but it's like, damn, that is a lot of science on one ship. Over 300 scientific missions.
Well, I think there's about maybe 7 or 8 people working in that one room, and
Yeah.
you say you may be looking at maybe, well, what was it, maybe if you got 300,
Do you ever see, like...
maybe over 2,000 perhaps on this damn ship.
Did you ever see the show, like, A Town Called Eureka?
Yes.
Or Warehouse Statue? I'd love if they just went on, like, a whole... If there's, like, a comedy spin-off of Discovery, sort of Town Called Eureka-esque, where each episode is, like, something going wrong with a different experiment. Do you know?
I mean, it'd be nice if they say 300 scientific projects.
Yeah.
But obviously, you only see like 1 or 2 really, and it seems like this one is like the main,
Yeah.
the one that Burnham's been led to. Feels like
the
it's
main
yeah.
one.
I mean, she comes under the command of Paul Stamets, but anyway, however it's pronounced. But when she goes in,
The douche canoe.
yeah, she was looking for like a station, and like her roommate said, "Nope, not here."
Yeah, we have assigned.
It's like oh
things.
god, it's like
and then he goes, "Oh, just find a station. It's not like we have assigned seats."
it's like awkward, Tilly. You know, wait, what are you playing at, Tilly? You got found out within like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Also, breath scans. Breath scans. That is one of the least secure ways to lock something behind.
I mean, there's retinal, there's
Yeah,
fingerprints.
and you at least do more than one type of lock. You do like fingerprint and breath.
I mean, like, I know later on we're going to how she breaks into it, but there's...
Don't get me started on that.
Okay, we'll start on that one later on, but I did feel that I did quite like that when she was like, she shows that she's working harder.
Yeah, yeah.
And like
it's got like the time lapse.
yeah, and
style
people are
thing.
basically fading, and the people fading back, and
Yeah.
then she comes back and she's the only one, or her and Stamens, the only ones left in it.
In the engineering.
I mean, I did like that effect, so that she's like, you know, shows she's working hard. But he's talking to another.
He's talking to the other science officer on the Glen.
Yeah, on the Glen, yeah.
On the Glen, yeah.
Yeah, and so she comes over and she's a bit confused by some sort of code.
Yeah. What he's been asking to run through. It's like, well, it was physics, now it's biology, now it's physics, now it's biology. Don't even get me started on this pseudoscience stuff here. And so I'm literally, I have a module on quantum mechanics at uni, and it's just like, so at the quantum level, physics and biology are the same thing. It's like, no, at the quantum level, it's all physics. At the quantum level, there is no biology because you're dealing with single atoms, not cells or anything, not mycelium, not spores, atoms.
But yeah, well, I think when he came out, I think she noticed some sort of dust particle.
Yeah, you could see like the shimmer.
Yeah.
on him.
So then later on, here we go, breaks into the research facility by getting some sort of liquid out of.
See, the way she breaks into it, no problem with, because she does, and the whole she blows some of her
Saliva,
the
yeah.
cadet's saliva in DNA. Yeah, that'd work. No. What I've problems with is, it was stated she's confined to quarters earlier. The computer would not let her leave the room.
Oh, I forgot all about that. I was
She's confined to quarters.
thinking about the guy.
She'd get to the door and it'd go, did. Like, the door to her quarters would go, just not open, because until she's either at work or confined to quarters. The computer, she'd walk to the door and the computer wouldn't open the door for her.
I mean, I was thinking about when she got to the extra science thing. there was people in there as well.
And she just walks up and grabs a thing and goes, "Ksh." Is nobody going to question the fact
the
mutineer going in? No, nobody. Nobody. I hate that scene. I hate that scene.
Yeah, I've got When now you mention that sounds that's like pretty stupid.
Because because in the second episode, you have the computer talking to her and like not letting her out of the prison cell, to save her life. And this one, the computer's not even a thing. It's like, the computer would not have let you out of the room because you are confined to quarters.
Yeah. Yeah, they've just plot convenience, just over and over. But when she's in the room, she sees it's full of plants and some sort of spore / dust. I mean, obviously, there's not much you can say. It's like
it was a pretty room.
It's a pretty room.
That was it.
I'm not sure what's going on, but
that's like sort of the end of it.
Yeah, it's better.
It's not really brought. It's brought up again once later.
Yeah, it's like this is what it is. Essentially, tells later on. But anyway, Lorca receives a distress signal.
Yeah.
I mean, it says above top secret. It's like, well, it's either top secret or it's not top secret. It's not above top secret.
No, above top secret.
Super top secret.
Above top secret is a thing.
Yeah, well, shows my ignorance. But anyway, the USS Glenn has been lost with all hands near the Klingon territory.
Yeah.
So Lorca wants them to send a crew across to retrieve this whatever stuff.
Oh, sorry. Also, it annoys me that the cadet, her rank is cadet, and she has access to that top secret room.
Yeah, that it should be only for like the first officer / science officer. Yeah. Yeah, like if it is the most important science project, there should be like 3 or 4 people should have access to it. Like if you're working on a different science project, you should have access to another science project of someone else.
And she works in that room, but she works in the room opposite. She doesn't need to go into that room.
Yeah.
She's a cadet.
Yeah.
She's not even an ensign. She's a cadet.
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous. But yeah, back to the Glen.
Yeah.
So Lorca says to Stamets, he has to take.
Oh yeah. Back to the scene earlier though, but when he's talking to when the two science people before Michael interrupts it, they're talking about today we're going to push it to 900, and they're talking about but that's impossible. What's other kinks? So you get the gist. At least I got the gist at that point that they were talking about distance and something, and they were talking about because he does say so. We travelled this far, and how did you get there? And that, so it's like I got the gist at that point that it was probably something to do with the drive, with distance.
Yeah, and it's all the trailer. So I mean, this trailer is essentially giving it away anyway, but
yeah.
But like if you just look at the episode itself.
But I didn't watch the trailer for this episode.
No, I mean the trailer, just the series in general.
Oh no, I didn't watch that either.
Oh, okay, well, there we go. But so I'm looking for the Glen, and they want to get a team.
Yeah.
And because the project is shielded, so they can't just transport everything across. So they say, "Oh, that's weird." It's like, "Oh yeah, we're not going to go into that."
That's an annoyance I had as well. Oh, the room's shielded. They get to the ship and most of the power's off.
That's the funny thing with Starfleet. When the ships lose power, why is the gravity still on? Why is the oxygen still on? It's always like power's off. But not really.
Well, they have I know they have emergency power, backup power, which will power just those things.
It's always like flickering lights.
Yeah.
Oh, it's spooky. But yeah, so they gotta pick a team.
And this is where another thing goes in, because this is where the episode turns into Alien for a short while.
But no, but it's like before we get that, I did like when they're picking up the teams. Oh, you gotta take Burnham, and he's like protesting.
Yeah. Oh, then you have Saru been like.
Yep, she's an excellent officer. And oh, and he knows you. I was like
yeah, that was my favourite.
Load of burns going in from this crew.
Because he says, "Oh, Sarah, you served with Burnham on the Senjo. What would you say about her?" Like, well, her mutiny aside, she's the smartest Starfleet officer I've ever encountered. And then he turns to Sarah, and he knows you. Saru is just with the burns today.
Yeah, and then. I mean, we go when they're transporting across to the Glen.
Yeah.
And they brought Tilly across. She's like, "Oh, it's the first time I've ever been brought across.
Why?
Can you believe it?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, I understand now."
I'm like, but why Tilly?
But she says,
why not bring like another tactical officer?
She says, "Oh," but she says to Burnham, "You picked me." Why is Burnham?
No, she says they picked me. I think.
I thought it said you picked me.
No.
But it's like all the other everyone's looking at the ground going,
Yeah.
oh God, what have we done?
This is where we get the explanation of the quantum biology
Yeah.
pseudoscience.
I'm quite happy just to ignore that.
Yeah.
It's like, biology is physics, physics is biology, yada yada yada.
I'm going to ignore it for the sake of the plot, but for the sake of science and me actually being... Well, I'm a chemist, so neither of those things. But for just... It annoys me. The science annoys me.
So we're on the Glen.
Yeah.
Lights are out. Load of horribly mutilated corpses.
Oh, yeah.
And
I really like the effects on those corpses.
Klingons just ripped to shreds.
The mutilation, like the warping, and like you see one of them, and it's like eyes here, but its mouth is like around there, and it's got ribs. I really liked the design on those.
Yeah, but basically the faces.
I really wanted
shredded.
Like, the rest of the episode to just be like a horror thing, and I'd have been really happy.
Yeah, because I really enjoyed that part on the Glen. Yeah. And there's a whole load of Klingons just ripped to pieces as well. Well, not ripped to pieces, but slaughtered anyway. Perhaps not ripped.
And like, what sort of thing could have murdered 30 fully armed Klingons? I still don't like the back left design. The back left looks wrong.
And there's loads of tears into the hull.
Yeah, it's like that's like triple reinforced. Is it Durasteel? Is it Durasteel in this universe? I can't remember.
Yeah, but then they at least Klingon cops up goes shh.
I loved that bit where the Klingon comes out and they're all like, the Klingon's like, okay, I know we're enemies, but we are not the biggest threats to each other right now. And the Klingon's like, shh. And then Klingon dies. And then they ruin it. Then they ruin it by showing us the monster.
Yeah, they probably... If they just kept a little bit of tentacles, perhaps.
They could have done like an alien scene where it just comes from the vent and like grabs him.
Or even just clawed around his neck or something.
Yeah, just something grabs him. Like, you don't see it all, you just see a flash of it.
Perhaps, and then obviously they're racing through.
And then it keeps cutting back to it, and it's like, no, stop showing us the monster. I know there's a whole thing of show don't tell, but when it comes to monsters, infer. The scariest thing with monsters is the one you know is there, but you can't see. The one you know it's just behind you, but you can't check.
I mean, it's like a horrific looking monster, but yeah, if you could only see if you only see the bits and pieces of it, perhaps you like
it's way scary.
If you see the claw, and then you see perhaps little tentacles, perhaps like little bits and pieces. When they almost gets to the engineering, and the guy with the big backpack basically gets nabbed.
Yeah. What was his name? I forgot his name now.
But well, he's
Kowski.
Yeah, he gets nabbed. I think mainly because his backpack was huge.
Yeah.
Killed by backpack.
Death by backpack.
That's unfortunate. So Tilly apparently spots an unusual item in the reaction chamber.
And she spots there's a navigation bypass type thing as well.
Yeah, so
on the box. So they grab those.
And they're trying to grab some more stuff, and Burnham proposes distracting the creature.
Yeah. Rather
than, because obviously they can't seem to kill it.
Yeah, and it's like, she says, "You're not going to kill it." I'm not going to kill it. I just want to piss it off.
Yeah. So like, there's all Landry's like, can't give mutineers weapons, and Science Officer's like, I don't care.
And just lobs it.
He's like, yeah, she's probably a better shot than him, so it's might as well. Yeah, so she, as it bursts through the metal door.
Yeah, she shoots it. It's like, oh, that worked.
And she races off up into vents.
Into the Jeffries access tubes. And I'm like, yeah, Jeffries access tubes. They're like a staple. I don't know why I got so excited when she was in the Jeffries tubes, but I was like, because they look like that's the one thing, they look like proper Jeffries access tubes, and just crawling through, and I don't quite get why she starts quoting Alice in Wonderland.
I don't know if it's whether she's to combat any fear, or if she knows how long it would take for her to recite it and get to a certain point.
I think probably it's just the fear thing.
Yeah, it's probably just the fear. But then she drops down the vents and lands perfectly in the shuttle.
Oh yeah, she does the ninja drop. She tells them which one she's going to be at, and tells them to open it for her and stuff. And...
There should be like a dud cut where she gets it just wrong and she bounces off the shuttle.
She's just grabbing on top, like, let me in.
Ding! Oh dear, there we go. But yeah, so they fly off safely enough, and so they get back to the ship.
Yeah. And
Burnham is back in her prison outfit.
Yeah.
Saru is praising her and tells her all prisoners are back. Oh, so have I skipped ahead too far?
No. I wanted to say a very specific line that Saru says.
Okay.
It's another one of those lines. I'm like, oh, that made it in. It's like, you were always a good officer. until you weren't.
Yeah, it's a bit.
That's a line that Saru says.
It's a bit naff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you think well, you're a good lad until you weren't a good lad. It's like,
Yeah.
well,
Saru's sort of like Saru's. You can see he's praising Burnham, but not quite. It's like, you were a good asset, you know, and you lost to it. But the main reason he's saying, "Oh, you did good," is because, and then he goes, "Which is I'm glad for because I recommended you." He's not trying to. He's just trying to cover his own ass, you know, by.
Because he's thinking that, well, she's going. I've shown my ability to her.
Yeah.
Despite not liking her, I've shown that I'm prepared to put the mission ahead of my personal feelings.
Yeah.
Unlike her, so it's like
Wow.
No, because she said, oh, it's my when she shot the Klingon as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so we're back.
In the Elusive Man's office.
Yeah, back to the Elusive Man, and he says he wants to make her part of his crew.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, you can't. I'm already sentenced to prison. She's like,
I will never hold rank.
Yeah.
It's like.
But Lorca's not having anything. He's like, I'll deal with Starfleet.
Yeah. I
can sort out. They said with my research I can do whatever I want. It's like, I'm sort of quite surprised they let you take mutineers on your ship.
I'm surprised how harsh they were on Burnham. Like, there are things that Starfleet captains have done in the world of Star Trek. I mean, after this point, maybe because it was so early, but like some of the things that Sisko does, some of the things that Janeway does. Janeway should have got back from where she was, and she should have been shot for some of the stuff she did. Jesus, Janeway was a warlord.
But I would say perhaps, it's not really, they can't really stop the war by mutinying her. It's an example to other Starfleet officers, because I don't think no matter what in that first episode, the Klingons were after war.
Yeah.
I mean, if she'd been a standard Starfleet officer,
like, the events would have played out the same way with or without her mutiny.
Yeah.
Like, the Klingon ships fired first.
They would have fired no matter what.
Yeah. Like, with or without her mutiny, the war would have happened. So blaming it on her, I don't understand.
I think it's, the mutiny was just essentially because she's tried to take command of a vessel without, that's assaulting an officer.
I mean, yeah, she did Vulcan nerve pinch the captain, so.
But I mean, we've gone back into the previous episode.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so we're back. She thinks that what he wants is to use her as almost like a puppet. It's like, well, if they use biological weapons.
She thinks this whole spore thing's a biological weapon. Which, fair enough, but like from that conversation you overheard earlier, you should have figured out that it was a drive. If I could figure it out as the viewer that they're talking about a drive, you as the apparently the smartest Starfleet officer they have, should have figured that out.
But she's thinking that if anything goes wrong, she's an easy blame target. So
True.
She wanted war Klingons no matter what.
Patsy.
Yeah, so it's like, she was on the ship. It's her fault. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh no, actually, it's for doing a new travel system.
Yeah, and he's like...
And there's an internal travel system as well. I don't know if that's...
It's like a test chamber for it type thing. I can sort of understand it. I liked the CG of her, standing there and being on all of the different planets and stuff.
Oh, that was quite nice.
Popping back. It was quite nice.
And so after he's displayed what he can do, she accepts to join the crew.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, I thought after this, when Saru was making his cup of tea.
Yeah, and then
and there's like tentacles or
these weird neck flaps.
Yeah, because the prison ship warps away.
Yeah.
And I think he's thinking, because it all happens when he senses death.
Oh, danger. Or
danger, yeah.
Like
so
that.
he's probably, I don't know if he's thinking that I don't know if he's worried about her. But later on we see the creatures on board. It's either the creature or her.
Yeah. And just another line of, you helped start the war, don't you want to help me end it, is a line from the Elusive Man to Burnham, which...
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's reasonable. So Burnham is, she returns to her quarters to Tilly, who's...
Tilly's
hair's...
pleasantly... Oh, foofy is the word.
Foofy. I got foofy hair, but this is another level.
Yeah. I really liked her, just boom, hair.
It's like, she's just out the shower, poof, her hair's just gone crazy. But yeah, so she says she wants to be captain at some point. And she hopes to learn, essentially hopes that she can learn off Burnham what to do, essentially.
Yeah. And then,
do not mutiny. Yeah.
Come on, everyone, we still have books.
couple hundred years. Yeah, I'm sure there's still books.
Like Picard always had books on his shelf, and like books are a thing. And then it annoys me. This scene annoyed me because she quotes something that just ruins yet more chronology in the Star Trek universe by quoting the fact that Spock's mum,
Yes,
Amanda, read
to her.
Alice in Wonderland to her and Spock.
Yeah, because
She said, me and my Vulcan brother.
yeah, because he doesn't, because he will not mention that he's got a human sister, will he?
No,
You know,
it's never.
that's not going to happen.
Spock.
They should have just gone with the alternate timeline
Yeah.
or future, or something far in the future, and then eliminate all these cameos.
Why do they need to put like? Although I kind of like Sarek, the guy that played Sarek, I quite like.
Yeah,
So,
I like him, but
like I'm okay with them bringing Sarek in, but just don't make her Spock's sister.
if they'd made it further back in time, before Spock was born,
Yeah.
or if Spock was just born,
Yeah. Or
then
like,
you could just got rid of that whole thing. You wouldn't have to worry.
or just make her like, I don't know,
Not like a daughter.
the cousin, Spock's cousin.
Yeah, just like she's sort in the family, but we don't talk about
Yeah.
her. She's like the thing we don't
Human.
mention. Yeah. So we move on to Lorca and Landry are observing the destruction of the Glen.
Why? Why blow up the Glen? Because I was like, oh, they're blowing it up because it's the thing that can destroy the monster. But then you see the monster later, so they've got the monster contained. So why blow up the Glen? When they earlier in the episode they said the Glen was the slightly superior, like slightly more advanced version of the Discovery.
It's not as if they couldn't like repair it.
Yeah. Why destroy
It was like
it?
some sort of science thing gone wrong.
Why scuttle the ship?
Yeah. But then, they don't want people to know they got the creature.
Yeah.
But even that one creature, they probably, oh, we're going to send a whole
Like,
unit across and kill the
Just seems
creature.
like such a waste.
I'm sure,
to scuttle the Glen.
I suppose they did 30 how many Klingons did get killed by it.
Yeah.
But I still wonder why they don't have like automated drones in like Star Trek, sort of, send machines across to kill them or whatever. But yeah, so Lorca has had the creature beamed across, apparently with Landry's help, because she says,
Yeah.
do anything for you.
Yeah.
So it's not actually, doesn't seem like the rescue won't know.
They are so building him up to be the bad guy.
Well, there isn't any other antagonist, is there?
Yeah, they are so building him up to be the antagonist of some sort, and they're gonna try and be like they're gonna elusive man him. They are gonna elusive man him. It's literally what they're gonna do. Mass Effect 2, elusive man. Like he's the bad guy, but he's the bad guy you've got to work with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because
He's an evil guy, but right now your aims are aligned.
like I said, it's not like a proper war show where they're battling.
Yeah.
Because like I said, there's barely any so-called Klingons
Yeah.
in this episode. Obviously, there's one alive, but and they said the ship was near Klingon space. The idea is that obviously mentions about how they can probably hop near Klingon space. They can blast things and hop back essentially.
But anyway, think of all the other like a drive like that would break the universe.
Yeah, why have supply ships where you can just? Why even need ships in the first place?
Yeah, if you have that
if
sort
you
of
can, if you
travel.
can just transport people from planet to planet,
Yeah.
why have ships in the first place?
There's
Unless it's
a literal argument that people bring up
In this from
the films,
yeah
from the J.J. Abrams films.
yeah.
You're like, well, if Khan just teleported himself to another planet, it's like, why do you need starships?
And I mean, if they could say, "Oh, you have to put the facility there first of all,"
Yeah.
like, "Oh, yes, we have to go up there to,"
Yeah.
then even the ship can pop across, build something on that planet, and then you can transport people straight away.
Yeah.
But it would ruin like the economies of everything. It's like that's why these sort of things are almost awful in sci-fi. You can pop straight away. Unless there's some sort of cost, like you need to grow so many spores to do this.
Yeah.
And how do you need to hop from one end of the galaxy to the next, you need 10 billion blah blah sport. And you're like, but to grow that it would take 100 years blah blah. So it's like, we don't do short trips.
Yeah.
That would make at least as a limiting factor. Like, this thing is super
But probably
valuable.
got to get into it a bit more
later on, but
it's not very well
at the
explained
moment,
at
at the moment, there needs a lot more work on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the recap over.
I think I liked the episode.
I quite liked the episode. Also,
It was a bit of a mishmash, but I think I liked it.
I think that the part on the alien on the Glen ship,
Yeah.
where it felt like aliens.
If they'd have done like a full episode where it was just like alien style running around, that'd have been way better.
I would half expect when I was watching, because I noticed I would half expect like Landry to go.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it said like guest starring, and you was like, if someone says guest starring, they there's a good chance they might get killed off. So
yeah, no. You see, guest starring, no, that's fine. It's when it says special guest starring. Guest starring, a guest star could pop up again, but if it's a special guest star, they're only in that episode. So every time it pops up saying special guest star, you're like, they're gonna die.
But yeah, I thought if they'd been long, perhaps if it'd been this sort of episode, the aliens sort of had been later in the season.
Yeah.
And then you could have killed off one or two main characters, or slightly regular characters.
Yeah.
That'd have made it a bit more threatening. That'll probably happen later on when it gets out of the cell, because it's not going to stay in that cell. It's going to get out.
It's going to get out. They're going to have to release it against some Klingons or something.
Yeah,
and it's going to cause some sort of moral quandary. People are going to be like, oh, we can't do that. We can't do that. It doesn't make us any better than them. And then Michael's going to and just push the button and release it.
Boom. Oh, it was the mutineer's fault, not me. It was the mutineer's fault. Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to watching more. Like, I'm not.
I want to see what sort of thing, because obviously the first episodes were all about setting up the war.
This again feels like another pilot. This could have been a pilot on its own. I feel like this might have been even a slightly better pilot.
If this was
the tone of the show.
If they just said it was in this Klingon war, and she was a prisoner, and she's like a special prisoner.
Yeah.
And you probably could have gutted that. I mean, also there is some.
You could have turned most of those first two episodes into flashbacks.
Yeah, because like when Saru he's
like what you could have done is have, while they're on the alien bit on the Glen, she's trapped in a room or something, and she's trapped and she's thinking, oh, what led me to this point, and flashback.
Yeah, that might be alright. But I mean,
and just have like little intermittent flashbacks while she's running away from this.
What do you like when she meets the girl with the other character with the cybernetic implant?
Oh yeah.
If it was like, oh, she ran to her, and then
like
there's a flashback to what she was like before.
There was a flashback to her getting blown up by the console.
Well, I think it was someone else, but I mean,
probably at a console.
Probably could have been quite easily, but yeah.
Like I keep saying, Starfleet need to stop putting dynamite in their consoles.
But I would say, yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this episode. Looking forward to seeing more.
Yeah.
I think.
How many episodes is there again?
There's 7 in the first half.
7.
So we're at episode 3 already. So 4 more weeks.
That's probably why they feel so squashed. Why it feels like 3 storylines in one episode.
But there's 8 in the new year. So they're calling it chapter 1, chapter 2.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like chapter 2 will end with like a proper villain. Perhaps Lorca or someone else. Because I mean, the first episode she said, "Oh, I'm recommending you for captain."
Yeah.
So I'm guessing she will be captain at some point.
Oh yeah.
Because
my prediction still holds true. Because I said she'll be captain by episode 4. Like, that was my thing. Every time someone talked to me, it's like, "Oh, she's not captain." I was like, "She'll be captain by episode 4."
you heard it here. Jacob's going for captain for episode. So if Jacob gets this wrong, don't trust any prediction that Jacob makes.
Oh, no, never trust my predictions. Anyway. My predictions. There are no middle ground on predictions. Either I make massive, weird, long predictions that are wrong, or they're just stupid. They're either stupidly wrong or stupidly right. There's no middle ground.
Yeah.
With my predictions.
So you have to check in next week to see if Jacob was right. So this episode will be both on the Nerds of the Verse channel and my channel, EuroHybrid. So be sure to check tomorrow. Well, we'll be recording tomorrow our finale for Rick and Morty.
Yes, that's me, you, and Will, isn't it?
Yes, Will be joining us. We need to remind Will, of course.
We do.
But this one has not. I need to actually watch the episode, so we're going to get him to do that. So that'll happen. So we'll have some fun with that one tomorrow.
So busy.
Yep. And yeah, we're all watching Blade Runner on Thursday, the new Blade Runner. So
do something on that.
If we have strong opinions, if there are no strong opinions and we think it's a bit of a meh film, we might just skip it because if it's boring or if it's terrible.
Yeah, but you got to think. Or if it's amazing, you got to think. Clickbait.
Oh, of course, clickbait. Need the clickbait. Need those clicks.
We need the clickbait.
Need those views. And I'm gonna try and do like a Stranger Things. Well, we're doing a Stranger Things preview / season 1 overall.
Yeah.
Sometimes towards the start of season 2. But I'm gonna try and do like a each episode do like a little bit of a reaction to it and what my thoughts about them are.
Yeah.
I'll see what they work out. I might see what happens with them. But yeah, so see you next week for the next Star Trek Discovery.
Ta-ra!
Ta-ra from Jacob, and goodbye from me.